Einstein or a Beethoven? How can my child learn to read better? As I failed to give satisfying answers, I could see faces fall. In my shame, I finally apologized to the audience. "I'm sorry," I said. "You thought I'm a professor because I know the answers. Actually, I'm a professor because I know how much I don't know." Studying an object as complex as the brain may seem almost futile. The brain's billions of neurons resemble trees of many species and come in many fantastic shapes. Only the most determined explorers can hope to capture a glimpse of this forest's interior, and even they see little, and see it poorly. It's no wonder that the brain remains an enigma. My audience was curious about brains that malfunction or excel, but even the humdrum lacks explanation. Every day we recall the past, perceive the present, and imagine the future. How do our brains accomplish these feats? It's safe to say that nobody really knows. Daunted by the brain's complexity, many neuroscientists have chosen to study animals with drastically fewer neurons than humans. The worm C. elegans lacks what we'd call a brain. Its neurons are scattered throughout its body rather than centralized in a single organ. Together they form a nervous system containing a mere 300 neurons. That sounds manageable. I'll wager that even Pascal, with his depressive tendencies, would not have dreaded the forest of C. elegans. That's the scientific name for the 1 millimeter long worm. Every neuron in this worm has been given a unique name and has a characteristic location and shape. Worms are like precision machines mass-produced in a factory. Each one has a nervous system built from the same set of parts, and the parts are always arranged in the same way. What's more, this standardized nervous system has been mapped completely. The result is something like the flight maps we see in the back pages of airline magazines. The 4-letter name of each neuron is like the 3-letter code for each of the world's airports. The lines represent connections between neurons, just as lines on a flight map represent routes between cities. We say that two neurons are connected if there is a small junction called a synapse at a point where the neurons touch. Through the synapse, one neuron sends messages to the other. Engineers know that a radio is constructed by wiring together electronic components like resistors, capacitors, and transistors. A nervous system is likewise an assembly of neurons wired together by their slender branches. That's why the map of the C. elegans nervous system was originally called a wiring diagram. More recently, a new term has been introduced: connectome. This word invokes not electrical engineering, but the field of genomics. You have probably heard that DNA is a long molecule resembling a chain. The individual links of the chain are small molecules called nucleotides, which come in 4 types denoted by the letters A, C, G, and T. Your genome is the entire sequence of nucleotides in your DNA, or equivalently, a long string of letters drawn from this 4-letter alphabet. The 3 billion letters that make up the human genome would be 1 million pages long if printed as a book. In the same way, a connectome is the totality of connections between the neurons in a nervous system. The term, like genome, implies completeness. A connectome is not one connection or even many. It is all of them. In principle, your brain could also be summarized by a diagram that is like the worm's, though much more complex. Would your connectome reveal anything interesting about you? The first thing it would reveal is that you are unique. You know this, of course, but it has been surprisingly difficult to pinpoint where, precisely, your uniqueness resides. Your connectome and mine are very different. They are not standardized like those of worms. That's consistent with the idea that every human is unique in a way that a worm is not. No offense intended to worms. Differences